Untuk bermisi Guru AYU mencapai misi yang satu, permisi kita bantu.
Tahniah. Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day, good evening. I bid to everyone. I see that Sharon Raj is here. Thank you, Sharon, for being with me. Okay, I would like to wish Merry Christmas to those of you who are celebrating Christmas. Okay. All right. So this week, I think I'll be doing it alone, conducting the class alone. So thank you to Academy YouTuber, Kelab Guru Malaysia, and EDD Malaysia for giving me this opportunity to be with the students out there on this platform. So the title for my sharing today is Cohesion in Writing. Okay, so I am going to share my presentation. All right. So for writing paper, okay, it's 800/4. Okay, for Muet, this is our panel. Teacher Chia, Madam Vina, and this is our head of Muet and Matriculation English panel, which is Madam Aisa. Madam Aisa cannot be with us today. She has to attend to her mother-in-law who is admitted to the hospital. So I hope all of us can pray for Madam Aisa's mother-in-law for speedy recovery. Okay, and then we have Teacher Yenny, and that's me, Cikgu Hana, and Madam Madeline. All right. So I think Teacher Yenny and Madam Vina, they are celebrating Christmas. And I think the rest of the teachers, they are having the vacation, all right? End of the year vacation. So it has been quite some time that I have not been with all of you. So I hope all of you will support me, continue to support me, even though, I took some time, because normally at 5 p.m. During working days, I'll be on the road driving from work to home. All right. Okay. So let us review paper 4, writing, Muet paper. So the items, there are the number of tasks. There are 2 tasks that the Muet candidates need to, or Muet test takers need to answer. Okay, you have 2 tasks, and then the possible text types are letters or emails based on a text stimulus, and then you have discursive writing, argumentative writing, or problem solution essay. All right, for task 1, you need to write 100 within 100 to 135 words, and for task 2, you need to write at least 250 words, and the time that you need to that is allocated for you is 75 minutes for both writings. Okay, and the maximum score is 90 marks and the weightage is 25%. So each paper 1, 2, 3, and 4, the weightage is 25% each. So writing is quarter percentage of the whole 100%. Okay, so all right, our objective of the objectives of our lesson today are, okay, by the end of our session today, you would be able to identify cohesive words and phrases in writing. Okay, and then you need to be able to use cohesive words and phrases in writing. So you identify, and then you are able to use, and then you are able to apply or write a cohesive paragraph. Okay. All right. So we move on to the next slide. Now, what is cohesion? Okay, cohesion means sticking together. If your group of friends heads to the lunchroom as a team and sits all together, so you are demonstrating strong cohesion. Okay, just imagine you and your friends. Okay, you have, sometimes in school we have friends who are close with us, who think like us, who behave like us. All right, and you tend to stick together, so you are demonstrating a strong cohesion actually. All right, so cohesion is a word that comes to us through physics, where cohesion describes particles that are the same and tend to stick together, like water molecules, for example. So the H2O, right? So the hydrogen and oxygen, they stick together to form water, H2O. So same thing, cohesion when you write, so your paragraph or the sentences stick together so that the reader would be able to understand better. Okay. All right. Uh, all right. If you don't mind, I think those of you who are with me um, in YouTube channel, could you please identify yourself, right? Tell me who you are and which school you are from, or which institution you are from. I hope some of my students from IPG would be able to join us today. Okay. All right. So cohesive writing refers to the connection of your ideas, both at the sentence level and at the paragraph level. So your ideas need your sentences or the words that you use, okay, would be able to connect, um, to make connection of your ideas. So cohesion is a very important aspect of academic writing because it affects the tone of your writing. Okay. Now let's look at this picture. Okay, this is jigsaw puzzles. All right. So the jigsaw puzzles, if you could see that one of the puzzle is missing, and you could see that the missing puzzle dropped. Okay, so the eyes, one eye, okay, of this guy dropped. Okay, because the puzzle dropped. Now, what? Now, if let's say you did not put this puzzle back in its place, all right, the picture won't make sense. So the picture does not make sense unless the correct pieces are placed in the correct order, even if certain pieces may be the same size and shape. So this is an analogy, all right, of what cohesion is in writing. Okay, so you need to place this puzzle at the right place so that it is meaningful, meaning that your paragraph or your writing create meaning. Okay, it's meaningful to the reader. Okay, so therefore, it is important to have sentences which are well structured, well linked, together to make a paragraph cohesive. Now, creating cohesion means tying our words, phrases, sentences, and phrases together to create a text where the relationships between these statements is clear and logical to the reader. Okay, so how are we going to make sentences cohesive? Okay, I'll touch on that in a while. All right. Okay, now here are some examples that illustrate the importance of connecting your ideas more effectively in writing. Okay, now let us read this paragraph. Okay, now is the connection of ideas good? What is lacking? Let us read. The hotel is famous. It is one of the most well known hotels in the country. The latest international dancing competition was held at the hotel. The hotel spent a lot of money to advertise the event because the hotel wanted to gain international reputation. But not many people attended the event. Hmm. Is the connection of ideas good in this paragraph? What is lacking? Okay, now if you look at the first sentence, the hotel is famous. Okay, it used simple sentence. It is one of the most well-known hotels in the country. Okay, now it is this is also a simple sentence. The latest international dancing competition was held at the hotel. Again, another simple sentence. All right, the hotel spent a lot of money to advertise the event. Another simple sentence. Okay, now in writing, especially in Muet, you have to have, if possible, a combination of simple sentences, complex sentences, compound sentences, compound complex sentences to show um, the level of your English language proficiency. Okay, to know which band you are at. So we would look at your sentence structure, okay, the types of sentences that you use, and whether you use cohesive devices and whether you have a combination of simple, complex, compound, complex sentences. All right. Um, uh, the next sentence, look here, because the hotel wanted to gain international reputation. Now, the sentence alone um, is uh, vague, all right? So you should be able to use cohesive devices, okay, to combine the sentence so that the sentence would be more meaningful to the readers. Okay, same thing, the last sentence, but not many people attended the event. I think the last three sentences could be combined, all right, by using cohesive devices. All right. It's okay, Madam Aisa. I know you are, I've already told the audience that you attended to your mother-in-law. So we all pray that your mother-in-law would have a speedy recovery. And you take care too, Madam Aisa. All right? It's okay. Uh, okay, now, next, let us compare this paragraph with the previous paragraph. Okay, now this slide and this slide, actually they are the same. All right, the ideas are the same, but it is written differently. Now let's read together. The hotel, which is one of the most well-known hotels in this region, wanted to promote its image around the world by hosting the latest international dancing competition. All right. So look, this sentence is using this is it's using complex sentence because it has a adjective clause, okay, which is one of the most well-known hotels in this region. So this is adjective phrase. All right. So this adjective phrase described the hotel. All right. And wanted to promote its image around the world by hosting the latest international dancing competition. Okay, so this sentence combined three sentences uh, from the previous example. And then, although, all right, although is a cohesive device, a cohesive sentence to show, to indicate addition. No, to indicate what? So, although the event was widely advertised, to indicate a contrast, okay? Although the event was widely advertised, not many people, all right, I think this, not many people, let me look at the previous, I think because when I put up the, hold on, yeah. Okay, not many people participated in the competition. Okay, all right. It's hidden. Not many people participated in the competition. Now, is the connection of ideas better than the first example? What do you think? Is it better? Right? So, of course, it is better because uh, this paragraph uses different kinds of sentence, which is complex sentence. It uses adjective phrase, all right, and so when it use adjective phrase to describe the hotel, so this is a complex sentence, and that it uses cohesive device, although, to show contrast. Okay, although the event was widely advertised, but not many people participated in the competition. Why do you think so? There must be reasons, right? Okay, now uh, this is another way of writing the paragraph. Okay, same idea, but different way of writing the paragraph. Okay, now let's compare this paragraph from the previous one. Okay, the latest international dancing competition was held at the hotel, which is one of the most well-known hotels in the region. Okay, now this one, the adjective phrase is used at the end of a sentence. Again, it highlighted the international dancing competition. Okay, it was written first and it was held at the hotel. And then this adjective phrase described the hotel. All right, this is also a complex sentence. Okay, the hotel spent a lot of money on advertising the event since it wanted to enhance its international reputation. See, uh, this sentence also combined, I think, more than one sentences. All right, from the first paragraph that I showed you just now. Right, so the hotel spent a lot of money on advertising the event since or because it wanted to enhance its international reputation. However, this is a cohesive device. All right, it failed to attract many people. it failed to attract many people. So, is the connection of ideas better than the previous example? Okay, if you look at this one and this one, they are the same level, meaning that both use simple and complex sentences. Meanwhile, the first example used um, simple sentences throughout the whole paragraph. Okay. Okay. So that is it shows cohesive or cohesion. All right, cohesion in the writing, because you were able to connect the sentences and show the relationship, whether it is contrast or whether it is uh, an explanation, further explanation. Okay, like this one, which is one of the most well-known hotels in this region. This is the explanation of the hotel. All right, and then um, the hotel spent a lot of money on advertising the event since it wanted to enhance its international reputation. This is also um, an explanation, all right, why the hotel spent a lot of money. Okay, why the hotel spent a lot of money on advertising the event? Because it wanted to enhance its international reputation, so it would be easier for the reader to understand. Can you see that the ideas really stick together and it makes sense? All right. Okay, we move on. So, how can you create cohesion? Okay, I don't think I like because let me see. Let me put it this way. Oh, it's still it is still okay. All right. Uh, the title being chopped off. All right. How can you create cohesion? One way to create cohesion in writing is to use cohesive devices. Okay, so to join ideas and sentences, we use a number of connecting words and phrases. Look here. The example given in this paragraph: although the government was elected for a 3-year term, the Prime Minister decided to hold an early election. Okay, so you look at the contrast. Okay, although is being used, okay, to show contrast. Uh, the government was elected for a 3-year term, meaning that when this is a election in some other country, because Malaysia normally it's 5 years, right? 5 year, a 5-year term. Okay, but probably this is in another country. So the government was elected for a 3-year term. The prime minister decided to hold an early election. And then this is another connecting phrases, which is also a cohesive device. At the same time, the opposition parties, which had anticipated this move, had been planning their own election campaigns. All right. Okay. So the word at the same time, okay, it stick together, meaning that at the same time of what? At the same time when the prime minister decided to hold an early election. Okay, so um, it shows connection. This sentence, the second sentence, and the first sentence is connected. They are connected. All right. So this type of phrases needs to be used to produce a cohesive paragraph. Okay, at the same time, the opposition parties, which had anticipated this move had been planning their own election campaigns. All right. So see, uh, the second sentence also use complex sentence. Okay, because it has um, it is use adjective phrase there, which had anticipated this move. All right. Okay, because which had anticipated this move describes what the opposition parties uh, think or anticipated. All right. So because they had anticipated this move, they had been planning their own election campaigns. All right. So I hope you could see the relationship, the use of although, the use at the same time, it's actually glue the first sentence and the second sentence together and make sense. Okay, make the paragraph more meaningful to the readers. Okay, now let's look at some of the cohesive devices that we could use in writing. Okay, now, look at that. Uh, okay, when I'm sorry because when I prepare this slide, all the sentences are good, but when I put up in the StreamYard, then it becomes like this. Okay. Um, okay, I apologize for the technical error there in the slide. Okay, these are example of cohesive words and phrases, or we could also call it cohesive devices that shows addition. Okay, so it provides additional examples or support to the ideas or evidence to support the ideas. Okay, so you could use furthermore, moreover, besides, likewise, in addition, indeed, again, also, and further, first, second, next, and additionally. All right. This is what? Let me see. Um, that is two. All right, two. Okay. All right, next is the cohesive words and phrases that you could use to show cause and effect. All right. So cause and effect shows one element as producing or causing a result or effect. So one representing the cause and the other representing the effect. So it shows the relationship of cause and effect. So you could use since, okay, to show. Oh, we had. I think the example there. Yeah, here. The hotel spent a lot of money on advertising the event since it wanted to enhance its international reputation. So since is also um, a cohesive device which shows cause and effect. Then because, for this reason, owing to, on account of, consequently, hence, as a result, therefore, thus, due to the fact, and then if, um, due to the fact that, so, accordingly. All right. So these are cohesive words and phrases you could use in to connect sentences within your paragraph. Okay. Okay, now it is already 5:30, so I need to put up And advertisement. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we will have academic YouTuber advertisement. All right.
Wow, banyaknya hadiah menarik menanti anda. Wah, kini Akademi YouTuber mengambil inisiatif.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, banyaknya hadiah menarik menanti anda. Wah, kini Akademi YouTuber mengambil inisiatif baru di mana memberikan hadiah-hadiah ini secara percuma. Ya, percuma kepada anda semua. Bagaimana caranya? Dengan mengikuti kelas tuition online percuma Akademi YouTuber sambil mengutip mata kredit, anda dapat menukarkannya dengan hadiah-hadiah yang menarik ini. Tunggu apa lagi? Segalanya percuma. Jangan lepaskan peluang tau. Dah dapat banyak hadiah menarik, takkan nak lepaskan peluang. Layari www.academyyoutuber.com sekarang untuk maklumat lanjut.
Okay, so I'm back. Thank you for being with me. All right. Okay, now we move on to the next slide. Now, cohesive words and phrases that illustrate or for illustration, explaining using examples. All right. So if when you want to emphasize your ideas, so you no, not emphasize, when you want to explain your ideas, so you use example. So when you use example, you could start the sentence by using to illustrate, or for example, specifically, that is to say, in other words, as seen in, for instance. But in the middle of a sentence, you could use that is, in fact, and then namely. All right. So these are the cohesive words and phrases that you could use to explain further. All right. And give examples so that the reader would understand better. Okay, this is something to do with definition. Okay, when you want to emphasize ideas, or you want to emphasize certain ideas or words, so you define the concepts and expand the examples and make a restatements. Okay, for example, to be exact, like, in short, specifically. Hi, Badruddin. Waalaikumsalam. Good evening. Where are you from? Probably. Hi, Chia Yao. There's no. There is an exercise, Chia Yao, but there's no quiz. But there is an exercise. All right. Yeah, I could consider that as quiz. Okay. All right. Next is when you want to make a comparison. Okay. You could list similarities among items. So you could write in a similar way or similarly, parallel, as well as in a like manner, in the same manner, either, also, to, or both. All right. So you make a comparison or you show similarities. Okay, Badruddin, you're from Kuantan. Okay, good. All right. Okay, those of you who are new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, next. Cohesive words and phrases that you could use in your sentences. Okay, to show contrast. On the other hand, more than, but, however, nevertheless, although, even though, instead, in spite of, in contrast, yet, on the contrary, conversely, still. Okay. In yeah, despite also. All right. Those of you who just joined us, I apologize because the slides is not friendly with me today. I prepared the slide. I think it was good, but when I upload it into the StreamYard, somehow the alignment is the some errors in the alignment. All right, in the boxes there. Apologize for the look, for the appearance of the slide. Okay, next. Okay, another cohesive device that shows sequence. Okay, you want to list events in order of occurrence. Okay, first, second, after that, before, next, then, later, now, and then finally, at last, until, while, at the same time, during, as, meanwhile, immediately, recently, currently, and many more. Okay, these are a few. Okay, few words and phrases that you could use um, as cohesive devices to connect your sentences in paragraphs. Okay. Okay. Uh, this one is cohesive words and phrases that shows location, okay, or spatial order, identifying the whereabouts of objects and people. Okay, so this is also to clarify, to further clarify your idea, the main point. So you use these cohesive devices to make your sentences meaningful, such as next to, near, below, above, close by, within, without, beside, around, proximity, to the right or left, across, distance, on top, bottom, beneath, adjacent to, and beyond. Okay, so when you want to explain further, so when you give explanation with regard to location, so you could use location or spatial order. So sometimes you want to show the closeness, so you use proximity. If you want to show, you know, the farther away, so distance. All right. If you want to show the opposite, so you just say across. Okay, across the location. Yeah. Bottom, top, beneath. So you need to know when to use them. Okay. um I want to um relate to you a story. This is a real story. When a person at the post office, the officer at the post office, at the counter, the clerk at the counter was talking to a foreigner. Okay, the foreigner cannot understand Malay, so the foreigner, the clerk spoke in English to the foreigner. Okay, the foreigner wanted to post a letter, but he mistakenly stick the stamp at the bottom of the envelope. So the clerk told the foreigner, next time the stamp should be placed upstairs. Okay, just imagine, I was standing in line, I was queuing, all right, and um, I could not say anything. I'm not sure whether the foreigner understand what the clerk said, because the clerk used the word upstairs. Upstairs meaning up the stairs. When you have, 2-story house, okay, you climb the stairs and it is upstairs. But to show the location, whether it's bottom or top, so you use top. So the clerk should have said, next time you need to place the stamp on top of the envelope, not upstairs. Okay, so it is very important for you to know the correct word to use, okay, when you are talking. Okay, now when you are making an emphasis, okay, so you could use even, indeed, in fact, of course, truly, obviously, apparently, frankly, as a matter of fact, deeply, definitely. Okay, so that those are the cohesive words and phrases for emphasis. Okay, this slide shows if you want to condense major point, if you want to summarize major points, so you could use in conclusion, to restate, briefly, to sum up, in short, in a nutshell, in other words, in summary, on the whole, in brief, in the final analysis, to conclude. Okay, so you could use these cohesive words and phrases when you are writing in the concluding paragraph, or you want to summarize your idea within the paragraph. Okay, now let's practice. Let's practice inserting appropriate transitional words, or we could say the cohesive sentence. Oh, sorry, cohesive words or phrase. Yeah. Okay, this one to show contrast. Many people think that heavy fishing of a lake will eventually cause a serious depletion of the I think, what if, let me see, yeah, let me remove this and let me try to present using, no, extra camera video file, share screen. Oh no, yep, I cannot. I still need to use the slides like this. Okay, but the it overlapped. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Hold on. Let me refer to the original one. Oh, okay. Of the stock of fish. All right. Many people think that heavy fishing of a lake will eventually cause a serious depletion of the stock of fish. Okay, and then semicolon, in a lake with a limited food supply, heavy fishing often increases the fish supply. Now, to contrast. So, what is the correct word to show contrast? Okay. If I had okay, the answer is here. It's overlapped. All right. It's however. Right. However, many people think that heavy fishing of a lake will eventually cause a serious depletion of the stock of fish. However, in a lake with a limited food supply, heavy fishing often increases the fish supply. Why do you think so? In a lake, heavy fishing often increases the fish supply. There must be reasons, right? Okay, so we need to read further. Okay, now this is another practice. Oh, goodness. Okay, in the original slide, the answer should not come. Okay, because I have already, you need to, click, then only the answer comes. But unfortunately, it does not happen with my slide today. Okay, because I have already, you know, uh, planned the animation whereby when I click, then the answer will come out. All right, but the answer came out together with a whole sentence. All right, it's okay. Let's read together. I didn't finish my homework. I'm behind in the reading, and I didn't study for the exam today. Okay, the best word to put is therefore. I think I'm going to fail the class and have to take it again. So this is to show cause and effect. What is the cause? The cause is I did not finish homework. And then what else? I'm behind in the reading. Second, what else? I didn't study for the exam today. So there are three causes. So therefore, this is the effect. I think I'm going to fail the class and have to take it again. All right. Okay, next practice. The torrential rains in the Jerai area were highly destructive to the economy. The rains brought much needed water to the farmers. This is to show contrast, yeah? The destruction to property and crops was enormous. Okay. Um, the torrential rains in the Jerai area were highly destructive to the economy. So this is the first idea. The rain is destructive, causes a lot of uh, what do you call that? It destroy the economy. Okay, very destructive. Um, so even though, all right, even though the rain, let me see, let me look at the, okay, yeah, even though the rains brought much needed water, okay, uh, the rain is actually needed for to the farmers. Okay, however, when um, when it pours, it became a downpour, and it rains every day, so it would become destructive. So the rain brought much needed water to the farmers. The destruction to property and crops was enormous. Okay. So it shows contrast. Okay, next one is today, college women are finding many alternatives to the graduate and get married pattern of the past. Many women are pursuing graduate degrees or joining the military. Okay, this is to illustrate. Okay, to give example. So you just write many women, for example, are pursuing graduate degrees or joining the military. Okay, you in my days when we graduated, once you graduated, you settle down, you got a job, and you tend to get married. But in this statement, it says that many women nowadays, all right, for example, are pursuing graduate degrees. They continue their further studies taking masters, or they joined the military. Okay, next. She had acquired some bad habits over the years of impatience and procrastinate. Okay, the answer given is furthermore. She started smoking and stopped working out. All right, so furthermore, it's to give additional example. All right, so when you want to explain further, so you use furthermore. Okay, so the bad habits, the example given is smoking and stopped working out. All right, let's move on to the next. Okay, now here are some strategies to improve cohesion, okay, in your writing. First of all, you could select a piece of writing, preferably from a textbook or journal article from your area of study. Okay, or that if you are in college, okay, but as Muet test takers, you could just find any essays, right? And then um, you choose a paragraph and underline or highlight all the different forms of cohesion used, such as linking words, referring backwards, looking forwards, or adding synonyms. Um, or such as the illustration, or what else, um, right? Or give additional example, yeah, to compare and contrast, and then causes and effects. All right, so you look for relationship, whether it's a compare and contrast, whether um, the cohesive devices used to show contrast or to show similarities. So you just underline them, or to explain further, so you underline them. Okay, so and then you look which forms are the most common, and then you choose a couple that you think are effective and practice using them in your own writing. Okay, and finally, try to use a variety of ways to show the relationship between your ideas. Okay, in the examples that I showed earlier, it is not only cohesive devices that is important, okay, but also the sentence structure. Probably next time I would touch on um, simple sentence, complex and compound sentence. It's either me or um, one of my colleagues, Madam Aisha, Madam Vina, Teacher Yenny, or Teacher Chia. Okay, I think Madam Vina had touched on types of sentences before. All right, um, you could look at the videos in Madam Vina's channel. I think she had explained that before. But if I um, were given a chance, okay, to do live, probably the next lesson that I would share with all of you would be the sentence structure. Okay, it is very important that you know how to construct sentences and to use a variety of sentences, because if you use um, only simple sentences, uh, so the you know the sentences or the paragraph won't stick together. All right, so it is better if you could use complex or compound sentences, so that the cohesion is there in your writing. Okay. Hi. Okay, I could see that Project Anchor SPM, you just joined. Okay, we are almost done here. We have about 6 minutes before 6. All right. So Those of you who just joined, I apologize again for my slide. Because when I share slides in StreamYard, so this is what happened. Oh, hold on, yeah. Let me get that. Uh-oh. Okay. Um, okay, this is what happened. My uh, the answers. Okay, the answers to this spaces are already given, but it overlapped with the sentences or with the words before. Okay, sorry about that. I should have put it in PDF format. So if I put it in PDF format, probably it won't happen that way. All right. Okay. So next time I would put it in PDF format so that it will stay. But when it stays, then I cannot click because I put the animation. So when I click, the answers will come up. Okay, but this is what happened. All right, this paragraph is a little bit hard because it's about medical. Okay, obstetricians perform too many cesarean. Obstetricians is a consultant or um, consultant doctor who is an expert in gynecologists, obstetricians. Um, okay, obstetricians perform too many cesareans. So this doctor normally deliver babies through cesarean. Cesareans meaning that operation. Okay, you deliver baby through operation. Okay, not through normal birth. If through normal birth, then we call the doctor as gynecologist. All right, obstetricians normally it pass together. Obstetricians and gynecologists. Okay, they are paired together. So these consultant doctors perform too many cesareans. So they schedule deliveries for their convenience. Then they can avoid sleepless night. What is this? What should you write there? What should you include there? Let me see. Um. Okay, that is and okay, and for their convenience, and they can avoid sleepless nights. Besides, they resort to cesareans in any difficult delivery to protect themselves against malpractice suits. Moreover, okay, this is to add, okay, to illustrate, to add to the point. Moreover, cesareans involve larger fees and hospital bills than normal deliveries because cesarean patients spend about twice as many days in the hospital as other mothers. Okay, basically, this um, paragraph says that okay, obstetricians perform too many cesareans, and why? Okay, first they explain. Okay, the writer explain that doctors perform too many cesareans, and then the writer explained further. So they schedule deliveries for their convenience. Why? Because if they perform cesarean, they could schedule deliveries. Okay, this mother will deliver at this hour, this time, what the date, the time, the day, and the time. And then they can avoid sleepless night because unlike normal deliveries, you cannot schedule the deliveries. Yeah, and so they resort to cesarean in any difficult delivery to protect themselves against malpractice suits. Okay. Another reason why they resort to cesarean, because if the delivery is difficult, for example, there's a breach, meaning that normally when babies are delivered, the head goes first, right? But sometimes when the baby is breached, meaning that not the head will go out first, but the back side, or even the feet. Okay. So those are considered as difficult delivery. So these difficult deliveries sometimes will cause um problems to the doctors. So to avoid being charged malpractice suits, and then they schedule for cesarean. All right. And then the hospital will gain more benefit, because the bills, of course, is larger when mothers um, are being operated on. Okay. Compared to normal deliveries, I think if normal deliveries, the charge is about half, then the charge of cesarean. All right. So when you see the connection of the sentences, and when you want to clarify further, when you want to give examples, so you use these cohesive devices so that readers would understand. Okay. All right. So it is already 6 o'clock. Okay. Thank you, Chiao. All right. Chaya, it's already 6 o'clock. So I think I have to end. Okay, I will skip that. So, all right. So I think we only met these two objectives: identify cohesive devices in writing and use cohesive words and phrases in writing. But you are not able to write a cohesive paragraph yet in my session today. So we only met these two objectives. Yeah. So probably writing a cohesive paragraph, I would use a different platform in the future. All right. And then, so in the future, I would still touch on cohesive and coherence, because I find that students, even my students in IPG, they are lacking of cohesiveness and coherence in writing. Okay. So I think that's all for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chiayao, Badruddin, Project Anchor SPM, Teacher Aisa, and also Sharon Raj. Thank you for being with me. And I hope the rest of you would be able to watch it later, because it is always would be in my YouTube channel. All right. Those of you who have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. All right. Okay, let me see if I have the code. I'm sorry, I think I don't have the code with me. Yeah. Nope. All right, everyone, thank you. I will put up the outro, and then we would dismiss. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Wow, banyaknya hadiah menarik menanti anda. Wah, kini Akademi YouTuber mengambil inisiatif baru di mana memberikan hadiah-hadiah ini secara percuma. Ya, percuma kepada anda semua. Bagaimana caranya? Dengan mengikuti kelas tuition online percuma Akademi YouTuber sambil mengutip mata kredit, anda dapat menukarkannya dengan hadiah-hadiah yang menarik ini. Tunggu apa lagi? Segalanya percuma. Jangan lepaskan peluang tau.
Dah dapat banyak hadiah menarik, takkan nak lepaskan peluang.
Layari www.academyyoutuber.com sekarang untuk maklumat lanjut.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.